What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down some important news that just came out for Tesla that's causing it to underperform compared to the market, and also what's happening with the market as we're seeing Jerome Powell helping it to pump. Before I begin the devil's information, before I talk about how the charts are looking for all these different tickers, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And then don't forget about the Moomoo link. The offer ends very soon. Deposit $100 and you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Put in $1,000 and you're guaranteed 15 free stocks. Anyways, why is Tesla underperforming? What's going on with the markets? As you can see, SPYs in the green is trying to push. The market is green for the most part. We're seeing the QQQ pushing, Supermicro is pushing, IWM is pushing, and we're seeing green throughout the markets. Even Amazon and Meta, they're trying to push to the upside, Coinbase as well. But Tesla's in the red because we had even more bad news, which is no surprise as that's been happening for many, many days. So just as a reminder, on Monday, Tesla started building this very bearish momentum because we saw February sales drop for them amidst the Chinese New Year holiday and also possible demand issues. Now, that was the first thing that happened on Monday. Then yesterday was Tuesday. We had some more bad news involving Tesla. We had the Gigafactory for Tesla essentially catching it basically had to halt production because there's a fire near it, which caused about $1 billion worth of damages, according to reports right now. That's even more bad news that came out. Now, on top of this, we're seeing more bad news as the stock is dropping because Morgan Stanley Bull has slashed their estimate and their price target. That's some negative news. So the bull is known as Adam Jonas. He has cut his price target on Tesla, forecasting lower sales volume, which is some not so good news. Right here, Adam Jones on Tuesday noted that both product and market issues, have arrived as he has slashed many of his price estimates. And this is actually making headlines today. I didn't really see too much about this yesterday, but now he's basically saying that the price target went from $345 to $320. While still maintaining an overweight rating, this price cut is not the best of news. He mentioned that there is a lot of downside plaguing Tesla at the minute because of dwindling EV demand, older product lineups compared to the other automakers, and heavy competition alongside the price wars in China, not to mention the increasing popularity of hybrids over battery electric vehicles. He's mentioning that he's still a big bull on Tesla for the long term. Of course, he also made another report about how he was breaking down AI and the growth in it. But for the short term, his price target is just not as bullish as before. That's the thing. He's still a bull. It's just that he's not as bullish as before, looking at all these different factors. So this is contributing to Tesla selling off a little bit. It's still trying to hold up, but I just want to say it's not as strong as the market. Watch resistance very close to 178. So we're going to be watching that very, very carefully. We have supports. Right now, there's some support in this 176 to 175 range. That's going to be very, very key for Tesla. If we lose that, watch 173.75, then 172. So very tight supports down here. Overall, I think Tesla's going to kind of like shuffle in the 176s for some time. It's remaining very, very weak, so it might just trade sideways. It's not really doing a whole lot. If I pull up the chart right here, you guys can see it's just been kind of stuck, going back and forth and back and forth, a little bit bearish. But this is what the chart's looking like, back and forth, back and forth. The price action, not a whole lot is going on with it. So Tesla's looking very lackluster for now, and it's not looking that great. On the other hand, SPY is showing some strength. We have a gap to fill all the way up to this 512 area, and we have a V-shaped like recovery as this thing is trying to push. Now, why is it pushing? Because of Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell was asked about a recession. He said that right now, current estimates do not show a recession is on the table. As of right now, of course, he said it's still possible, but right now they're projecting a lot of continued growth in the U.S. economy. That's what Jerome Powell said. When asked about a soft landing, Jerome Powell said that a soft landing is on the table. It's looking more probable looking at current economic strength, but he can't make any promises until they get more data. He also said the same thing. I also want to note that there's been a lot of political talk in the whole event because a lot of these politicians are just trying to get him to say things, certain things. He's not trying to say too much because of that. So I feel like the majority of his main claims have been made. And it's pretty much clear here that the majority of what he's saying is pumping the markets, and the market is still holding up quite well. So although he is still speaking, I think he's about to conclude soon. Overall, it's still helping the markets, and there is more potential upside for SPY and etc. So nothing he said was like too bad for the markets. Most of what he said is helping us pump, so that's good so far. For the QQQ, and by the way, I apologize, for SPY, we could push up to 512 to fill this gap. We also have support at 510 to be watching for. Overall, it's holding up nicely. Even if we do retrace a little bit, it could still slowly uptrend into the 512s or even higher. Still looking pretty good, basing very well. Back to QQQ. Watch 440 as resistance. If we do try to break this, watch 442, then 444 for the gap fill. Watch support at 438 as critical support, followed by 437, which is where we actually got this bounce from. Overall, pretty bullish. We want to break this 440 area, kind of forming like a cup and handle like structure, but we'll have to see if we can get that break. QQQ is still favoring bulls somewhat more. What's helping the QQQ is Nvidia. Nvidia is pushing to the all-time high. Watch 882 as support. Not to mention 878. If we lose that, there's 872 followed by 865. Resistance watch 885. If we break that, there's 892, then 900 coming. Strong uptrend overall. Very, very nice inverse head and shoulders, and overall looking pretty darn good. So nice little trend, nice breakout on Nvidia, testing new all-time highs, looking pretty strong so far. And this is what's helping the market to some extent. Now, we lastly have Apple to discuss. Apple's not that great. It's looking so to me. Trying to base around 169 to 170. So we have some very, very tight resistance at 170 and also at 169 as support. We've been stuck so far, but we'll see if we can get a break above 170 and start pushing up to 171 plus. I want to see it break 172 to turn bullish. It hasn't done so yet because of all the bad news coming out involving their sales in China. But Apple is still basing. That's a good sign. It's trying to base at 169. I hope we can try to get a bounce later. Still a little bit weak, and we'll see how it goes. With that being said, SPY is holding up nicely. Tesla's still a little bit weak. Watch that 178 resistance on Tesla. Still trying to push a little bit, but it's not really much, guys. Like I said, very lackluster. Still down 2%. It's underperforming. We still have our 50 EMA as resistance right here. Not much is going on with the Tesla. And that's it for this video. So I want to make it very, very simple. We're still seeing some tickers like Microsoft trying to bounce off that 400 support we called out. Going to be looking to see if we can try to hold above these levels. So it is going to make an attempt to recover to 405 plus. We're seeing Amazon trying to get back up to 175. It hit 175, rejected, but it's trying to hold up so far. So not as strong as other tickers, but it's still in the green. So we'll see how well it holds up. If we could try to get back to 175. Then we have Meta, which is still stuck between supply and demand. It's trying to push a little bit, but it's still kind of stuck right here within this range. So we'll see how it does. But there is potential for the markets. Jerome Powell is still helping us pump, so we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for listening. I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. One last thing about Tesla. This is not the end of the world for Tesla. Don't forget to be watching 178 as resistance. I know Tesla's kind of weak. It's been weak for 3 straight days, but still, it's not dropping as hard at least. We're not down like 4% today. We're only down like 2% so far. So there's some progress, but overall, like I said, it's still kind of weak. All right. So thank you for listening. Have a great day. I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Have a great day and peace out.